Hi, I'm Chef Sherry Ronning, and I'm here with you again for another recipe in the Healthy Griddle Cooking series. I hope you guys are enjoying these series of recipes that I'm bringing you for the griddle. I just want to give a shout out to a few people. I've had several people that have left me told me where they were from. I really want you guys to continue that and just put in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, because I see this, I go back and I look. If you're watching this, put in the comments where you're from. I just want to give you a few shout outs. We have my Uncle Larry from Alabama. He's a huge supporter. I love my Uncle Larry. He has watched several of my stuff. Thank you very much for watching me. I have Dan from Evansville, Indiana. I have Jeanette from Roxton, Illinois. John from Trenton, New Jersey. Steve from Nokomis, Florida. I have an Indiana. I'm not sure what the name was on that. So I have Alabama, Indiana, Illinois, New Jersey, Florida, Indiana. I have people from all over that are watching this. This is so amazing, this YouTube Live, to be able to stream to you and it gets out so a lot of people can enjoy my cooking. That's one thing I've been doing on the news and our local news, and it only gets out locally, and I do try to send it so that it gets out to a little bit more people, but I'm really liking this, having people out there. Ooh, hello, where are you from? We've got a Facebook user that's on there, and I also want to give a shout out to my local peeps. My local peeps, I love you. I am from Michigan. If you know, it's the hand. I am here in Michigan, and right by the Lake Michigan is on this side. So I just want to give a shout out to my local peeps, and Lori Edmondson, Sheila Merrill. Sheila Merrill is the best, my bestest supporter. I shout out to her. She is always on my lives. She is always watching my stuff. She has my digital cookbook. She has my printed cookbook. She's taking my course, my Griddle Secrets course, and she's always trying to learn more about the flat top griddle. So I give a shout out to her. And Carol Slifka, my oldest, dearest friend, Carol Slifka, is watching, and I really appreciate your support. I miss you. It's been a long time since I've seen you, but I thank you very much for watching. And then my distance, Danny Meyer and Kathy Hester. Kathy is actually one that's kind of helped me with this new world of going live and going to YouTube Live. So I'm able to stream this in YouTube, and I'm also able to stream it into my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group that's called Blackstone Griddle Lovers. So if you want to join that group, this also, I've kind of been tweaking and trying to figure it out, so it's not 100% in there, but for the most part, I think I've got it figured out to where it's streaming to both of the platforms. So let's get started. I'm actually going to start the griddle. I should have did that before I started talking. I'm using the electric Blackstone 17-inch griddle. It's Michigan right now, so it is very cold outside. Let's see what the temperature is. Yeah, I don't even think it's 30. It's maybe low 30s right now. So I click the button, and right now it says 200. I'm going to set it for 350. Usually 400 is what I go for, but I'm going to set it lower just to see. I may have to adjust the temperature a little bit, and I'm also using the lid. Normally I don't use the lid on here, but that is one thing I'm making taco salad. So I'm trying to do maybe give you tips on a healthier version. This is something that I will do for my family. Like we make tacos, and for myself, I will make a taco salad, which helps, I think, a little bit with, cutting down on some of the calories, and then I get my greens in there. It's just trying to get those greens and eating healthier is kind of hard. I struggle with that. I'm not a huge vegetable lover. I don't sit and just chomp on raw carrots or raw celery or peppers. That's just something even though we grew up on a farm, it's not, I think when I was little, I don't think I really liked vegetables. I've grown to like them, but more of cooked. I like cooked onions, but I don't like raw onions. I like cooked peppers, but I don't like raw. Celery, I like cooked celery, but I don't like raw. So with this, it's kind of hard. I'm just going to show you how I make it and then give you some tips on even how you can make it even healthier, because I maybe don't eat as healthy as I probably could, but my family, if I were to make this, like one thing, I'm using burger. You could swap out and do venison burger. You can do turkey burger, chicken burger. My family, I've tried swapping out the turkey and chicken burger for our beef. And yeah, I've actually had my family not eat a meal because they don't like me substituting. They can tell, which drives me crazy. But I try to sneak it in every once in a while, and I found that for my family, that's just not something that's swapping that out is not going to happen. So you just need to kind of do what your family, what you and your family like, and then just try to see how you can cut a little bit out. It doesn't have to be all at once. You don't have to, I don't want you to do like drastic, because you won't maintain it. And this is something that you want to try to continue to do, healthy cooking. And one thing I also wanted to say, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you just some tips, general tips on trying to eat healthier. So if you really are looking for, you need to have a low carb diet, or you need to have a gluten-free diet, you need to go see your doctor and see a nutritionist and have them prepare a menu for you. This is just me just trying to help the average person. And, I don't want to say that I'm an expert, because I'm not. And I'm just trying to give you a little bit of tips here. Okay, let's see what we're doing. If you have any questions or comments, while I'm cooking, please put them in there. I can see them come up. Like this one came up from Facebook. And so I can see the comments from Facebook and from YouTube as I'm going live, which is super awesome. So let's get started. This is heating up. You can hear, I can hear it clicking and warming up. This part isn't hot. It's a little bit warm. On this side, it probably is a little bit, but there's little lines on here that is telling me when it comes to full temperature. And right now it's not, it's still heating up. But I want to say too that this recipe, you can use the electric griddle. You can use I use in the summertime when it's warm, I go outside and I do this on the gas griddle outside. You can do this in a saute pan on the stove. You can, there's different ways. I know some people have just the electric griddle. This recipe can be made, using any kind of cooking method. So I don't want you to feel like you have to go and get a certain appliance just because I'm doing it. But my thing is, I just want to show you the options of all the things that you can cook on this griddle to make it so much easier for cooking. I'm using ground burger, taco seasoning, my favorite. This is my favorite taco seasoning, and you can use your own. If you like make your own taco seasoning, use it. Use what you like to use. Don't just necessarily, this isn't the only thing that you have to use. I like to just use this because it's nice and convenient. I have this big container up there, and I'll use it for several different things. But so burger, taco seasoning, and water. That's all I'm using for my meat portion of it. The salad, I have fresh cut up lettuce. I am using shredded cheese. I am going to use a little bit, I like a little bit of crunch to my salad. So I am going to be using just a little bit of the tortilla chips and just probably a couple Doritos. I like the Doritos just for a little bit of flavor. It adds just a little bit for me. And if you want, you can add like diced tomatoes. You can add peppers. You can add onions, sour cream. I'm not going to be adding sour cream. I like to just be simple. I'm going to make it simple. But I also have, this is Western dressing. You can use the light version. But what I do with this dressing is I actually take and add water to it. So it's like probably 50-50 Western dressing and water. So that is one of my tips that I use that I want to share with you is I like the flavor of this, but I really water it down to cut down on the calories from it. And I don't even know the difference. And actually my kids, they have used it and I do it without even telling them. And they'll open a new bottle and they'll pour it and they're like, ew, it's thick. And I'm like, yeah, that's what Western dressing is, but you got to add a little bit of water to it. So just for me, yeah, that's my secret, I guess. So I use it all the time and I keep it in the refrigerator with a little bit of water. And sometimes I'll actually, if it's kind of, when I pour it, if it's a little too thick, then I just add a little bit more water to it. And I don't miss the taste. That's one thing, the taste is still there. It's just not, you're just not getting the amount of calories with it. And you're tossing your salad. I kind of toss my salad up and it gets kind of coated on everything. And I don't miss that thickness flavor of it. So, and the calories that go along with it. The griddle is up to temperature now. I'm going to keep track of the time just to see how long it takes to make this. Let's see. We're at just a little over 13 minutes. So we're going to see how it's going. Actually, I wanted to point this out. So this is my cookbook, Recipes for the Blackstone Griddle. I have a link that I will leave in the comments. If you go to my website, it's also there. I have a shop thing where you can go in and do the shop. I think I have it along the toolbar, the side of my website, or at the bottom. Like if you scroll through, it's in the bottom. This, if you get the printed copy, I will also give you the digital version of this for free. But on this cookbook, I wanted to point out, if you go to if you already have this, a lot of people have already gotten this cookbook. If you go to page 33, this is pretty much the recipe that I'm doing. And it's the sheet pan nacho supremes. But I'm swapping out basically the chips for the lettuce. I'm kind of reversing. I'm putting more lettuce into it and less chips. So that's kind of the way you're going to be able to save the calories. And I'm not using as much of the meat maybe per se, but I'm bulking it up with the lettuce. And if you want to get the recipe, I will also post a recipe in the bottom. I'll have that here. And I also have a link to my website. If you go to my website, from Michigan to the table.com, I do have this recipe in there, the sheet pan nacho supremes, and you can get that recipe off of my website also. Alrighty, I'm gonna just set that aside there. The griddle's at temp. So we're at 15 minutes. Let's get rocking and rolling here. Let's see how quick this takes. I'm gonna use, let's see. I'm gonna use just a little bit of the olive oil, not a lot. That's one thing I forgot to, I guess, add. Just a touch, maybe like a half a tablespoon. And it's gonna wanna run to the grease trap there. So just kind of pull it back, spread it out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna drop it. Yeah, let's do this kind of gracefully so it doesn't come all out. So this is just a pound of burger. Remember, if you wanna save calories, eat a little bit healthier, use ground turkey, use ground venison. I would use ground venison, but my husband uses all the ground venison for summer sausage, his Slim Jims and all that, and so I don't get access to any of his ground burger, and because that would be a super easy way to cut a little bit of calories if you use ground venison. Basically with this, I have this, you can use like a spatula. When on this kind of a griddle, the electric griddle, it's a porcelain top, so you have to use like wooden or plastic utensils. On the outside griddle, I would use the griddle spatula, the metal ones, and it would work really good for chopping this up. But I'm pretty much just chopping it and spreading it out so that it cooks. I'm also in the middle of the griddle. The griddle is hottest in the middle, and it's not as hot on the outside. So I'm trying to keep the food in to the middle. And another thing with this recipe, you are going to want the grease trap, because we're going to try to push as much of the grease into the grease trap, and try not to use hardly any of the grease if at all possible with this. And two, like if we wanted to speed it up, I could probably actually turn it up a little bit higher, but I'm trying to get it so that I'm not splashing it all the grease all over the place, and I'm trying to contain it to the griddle here, and that's why I have it set at 350 degrees. And if you're using the outside, the gas griddle, you're gonna wanna set it at probably medium. Medium is a good temperature that I use it at. So this, I've spread it out, I've thinned it so it's smaller pieces. I'm just letting it cook. As you see, I haven't like flipped it at all. I'm just kind of letting it cook and letting it do its thing. And I'm gonna show you a closer up view here. Look, can you see there? It's the bubbles and stuff where it's cooking. That is what you want. You want that griddle to be hot so that it's cooking the meat. You don't want it to be too hot so that it's like charring your food, because you are going to be leaving it on for a little bit. But what we're doing here is we're just lightly browning it. I'm getting it so that there's not going to be any blood color into it, and then I'm going to be adding my seasoning to it. So I'm going to try to get as much of the grease off of here as possible, and then I'll add the seasoning to it and finish cooking it that way. And two, I could like close a lid and let it cook faster. That would probably help it cook a little bit more. It's not, I wasn't sure if it was going to splatter a lot, but it's not splattering at all. Sometimes you just never know. I never know when I'm cooking. I want to try not to make a mess all over the place when using this indoors. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to do. So I'm just flipping. And I don't know why I keep getting, flip it back here. I keep on getting like the beeps and the notifications. I'm not sure what that is all about. Oh, I know. I'm going to shut that off. There we go. Shut that off so I'm getting Facebook notifications that are responding, and I'm seeing the comments on here, and I don't want them to, I don't know if you guys could hear that beep or not. I can hear it, but I'm not sure if it's coming through on the microphone or there. And I'm still seeing a little pink. It's still bubbling pretty good. So, you know, I'm at this point, it's like, do I want to turn it up? I don't think you want to go any lower than 350, but I think I'm good with the temperature. We're doing okay on time. It's not like, what are we at? Like 6 minutes on time. Okay, this I'm going to switch to this tool here, and I'm going to try to get as much of this grease off as I can. There's not a lot. I'm using, I think this is like 80-20 meat, or maybe like 85-15. So I'm going to get a little closer here just so you can see. I am taking this extra grease here, and there's not a lot. I'm really surprised, but I don't know if you can see. Can you see this grease here? I'm just getting that out. And this is personal preference. You know, some people leave it in there. They're fine with it. I actually, when I do it on the stove, I will take paper towel and I will soak up as much of that grease as I possibly can. I don't like any grease at all in my burger when I'm doing this. So I'm removing, you can see all of that I'm removing there. Which it's not a ton. It's not for this, for burger, ground burger, it's not really a lot. And then I'm just going to put it towards the middle again. Maybe try to remove just a little bit more here. And you can fuss with this as much as you want and remove as much, but I think that's probably good. Now the next step, I'm not seeing any pink color in there, which is what you want. The burger is not like crispy or got any like brown bits in it, which is also something that I don't want at this stage, because otherwise you're going to overcook the burger, and you don't want that. And honestly, I do not measure this. I just sprinkle. In my recipe book, I have the measurements that you can look at. So it tells you, I just sprinkle, and I kind of go more about, I don't know if this is like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. I pour on the seasoning like that, and then I just add water to it. And what I'm doing when I do this, and you want to see that sizzle, do you see the sizzle on the griddle there? See that sizzle? All of that's going to evaporate off. I am creating a sauce-like thing for my taco meat. And at this point right here, you're looking and you're like, I don't know. But that water, once that evaporates off, and I'm going to leave the lid up on it, because I want to get that up off of the meat. But I want the seasoning to adhere to the meat and just cook right into it. And this is where the magic happens. This magic of this taco salad. And a lot of times when I make this, I will, you know, and I might even add just a little bit more, which I'm probably going to do. I like to add a lot of taco seasoning. I'm a taco seasoning lover, but it also has to be the right kind for me. I've tried different ones and have just not been happy with them. This was the one that we find that we like, and everybody's different. My oldest daughter, Lexi, she's tried this and they don't like it. So they have their own kind of seasoning that they use for the tacos. Everybody's different, and you have to find the kind that you like and that you're happy with. My palate is not going to be the same as yours. That's one thing that I like to stress is, like, yeah, you can promote a product and stuff, but you've got to try something and see if you like it. But if you don't like it, don't be afraid to try something else. Look at this is where it's happening right now. So it's cooking. The burger, it's still moist. I haven't cooked off all the juice yet. But you want to get it so it's kind of like thick, like you'll know it when you see it. When it's done, it's just like magic. It just happens. And my daughters, when I've done this before and they've seen me with using the amount of water, they're like, "Oh, you can't use that much." It evaporates off, or you let it cook off. You just let it cook until that evaporates off, and then the seasoning just adheres to that meat just perfectly. And this is good. And at this point too, you don't want to overcook your meat, because if you overcook your meat, it'll become dry and it just won't taste as good. You want it to be nice and juicy but flavorful. And two, also, I didn't say, but you can do, like when we were beginning here, if you want to add another layer of flavor to it, you could have added some chopped onions. I've done that before, where I've added some chopped white onions to it and cooked it with the burger and cooked it all the way through, and it adds another layer of dimension to your dish. Usually when I'm making this, it's just like, I'll say to my family, "What do you want for dinner?" I don't know what I want to make, and I'm not spending hours in the kitchen. "What do you want?" I said, "I can make tacos in 30 minutes. Do you want tacos?" And usually I'll make this, and they'll have tacos. I'll set up like a bar, and they'll have, I will do, let me get my thing here. I will set up soft shell tacos, hard shell tacos. I have the chips, the different stuff, and they do, like, my husband will have either soft or a hard taco, maybe a couple of them, and then he might have a taco salad. So I just have it all there, and I like to eat a little bit healthier, so I usually have just a taco salad. And my kids are known for, when they were growing up, I would make like a bigger taco salad than I would normally eat, because I would make sure that I always had extras, because my kids would eat the tacos, the soft shell, the hard shell, and then they would like, "Oh, I want just a couple bites of your salad." So they would come and they would have a few bites of my salad, and I'm okay with that. No, this is perfect. This is, what are we at? We are, what did we start? 15. So we're like a little less than 15 minutes, and I'm going to stop this. You can taste this if you want to test it. I'm going to shut it off. So hold it. It's gonna, the display, it says hot surface on here because this is still hot, but there's nothing else on the screen here, so I know it's off. And when I was doing like the tacos the other day, the quesadillas, I shut it off, and it shuts off just like that. So the temperature, I know, normally I would maybe consider putting this in the side bowl so it doesn't cook. But the temperature on this shuts off right away, and I know it's not going to overcook. Look at that, it is so gorgeous. So the meat took like 15 minutes. Let's make the taco salad. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I like to use a large bowl like this to make my taco salad in. And I'm just going to wash my hands quick. Let's see here. And the one thing, just make sure you're not cross-contaminating. And, you know, because I was messing with the raw burger and I would hate to become sick because of that. I have cut up lettuce. You can use romaine. You can use a variety of different, whatever lettuce you're used to using. So I cut out, when I'm making this, I always cut out these white pieces. I don't care for the white in there, or like if you have brown pieces, get them, remove them, and don't use them. So I have my lettuce in the bowl in the bottom. I'm going to take, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to do, I think I normally, and I'm going to do, normally I add the taco stuff on the bottom because I crunch it. And I usually do this ahead of time. And it's good for using, like I use the little bits pieces in the bottom that my husband doesn't like to eat in his, when he eats chips and cheese. I always save those little bits and just crush them up. And I'm going to use just a couple Doritos just for flavor. I'm not going to add a whole lot of calories to it. I'm just using just a couple. Crunch them up because you want little bite-sized pieces. So when you're eating it, you get just a little bit of everything. I'm adding the lettuce to the top. And if you really want to bulk up, add a lot of lettuce to it. Don't be afraid to add lettuce to it. And I'm going to sprinkle my taco meat. Just sprinkle it over top there. Like that. I'm going to add the cheese to it. And you can add whatever kind of cheese you like on that. And what else? Then I do the dressing. I do just a drizzle of the dressing. So you can add like chopped onions, like I said before. I'm just drizzling just a little bit, just for a little bit for flavor. I'm not adding a ton, and just a little bit for flavor. And look how gorgeous that looks. So you can add peppers if you want to add your diced peppers, which would add crunch and color to. You can add a dollop of sour cream, which I may add just a little bit. I don't even know if I've got this open. This isn't even opened. And normally I don't eat sour cream on it, but I'm going to take a quick picture of this just so I have it. And I'm just going to put just a little dollop on the top of there, just like that. Boom. And I'm going to take a quick picture. And let's see, gotta have, sorry people, I gotta have a picture for the post to go along with it. Let's get some focus here. And that looks pretty darn good. 30 minutes, under 30 minutes. We're at 35, which I talked for several minutes. And let's give this a try. And I usually will just take, and I'm gonna take the top of this off. I hate doing this, but I'm not a huge, I will eat just a little bit, but I don't want a ton of sour cream all through it. So then when I'm eating it, I just like toss it up like this. So you're getting a little bit of everything. You're getting, you know, a little bit of the chips and a little bit of the meat and a little bit of the cheese and a little bit of the dressing. Look at that. See if I can get a close up on here. Look at how delicious that is. And have you noticed? I didn't put a ton of burger in there. I have a lot of lettuce, a little sprinkle of cheese, a little bit of chips, and a little bit of dressing. I tried to use, which I probably could use more lettuce in there, but I'm not going to be able to eat it all. This is way more than I can eat. I just didn't want to add a ton to it. But look at that. So delicious. So easy. I can just sit here and eat this. So, another thing that I want to say. Any questions? I want to hear questions. I haven't had any questions really too much. I do get questions afterwards. And so I go back and I answer any questions that I get afterwards. So as you see, I have a ton here. If I were to be feeding this for a family, they would easily go through most of this. But this will keep, you can freeze this, or you can just put this in the refrigerator and you can make, I know like my daughter used to, when she was in school, she would take like the stuff on the side, the meat on the side, and this meat is good cold. Like if you were to have it later, it's good cold and it's good on a salad. So you can have a nice salad with the cheese on it, take the dressing on the side, take the burger on the side when you're ready to eat, just take and put it together, and boom. That makes an awesome salad that you can have for lunches the next day or the day after, or you can have dinner, prep it and have dinner a couple times with it. You know, I am all for bulk cooking. When you're cooking, and this griddle will hold extras. If I'm using the 36-inch outside, that makes like a big thing. And so you can also do this like with shredded chicken if you want, ground chicken, ground turkey, venison, like ground venison. I'm just gonna keep on eating. It's so good. I love it. So there's flavor, the taco flavor meat. Man. Or like my husband, I will take this and put this in a container in the fridge. And my husband will take this and he'll put the cheese or the chips like this onto a plate, spread it out. He will take and sprinkle some shredded cheese over top of that. He'll take this meat and he'll warm it up and he'll sprinkle it over top of that. And he sits and he eats it. Well, he'll actually probably put it in the microwave. I think he does, so the cheese gets melted. He'll pop it in the microwave. He makes like a plate that's like this size. And that's what he'll sit and eat for dinner, snack. You know, sometimes if I'm not around and unable to cook for him, if I have that's something that he'll eat. But another thing too, like this is good for like if you're having, right now is football season, if you're tailgating, this is perfect for tailgating. This is perfect to make the sheet pan nachos, to do like a sheet pan of stuff and have so that people can eat halftime during the Super Bowl is coming up. So this is really good. Like, you can eat a little bit healthier with the lettuce, and then you can serve your guests that, if they're not watching their calories and stuff. That's one thing that I know a lot of times when I struggled with. I was dieting and I was trying to lose, watch my calories and stuff, but my family wasn't. And so, like, how am I going to, I need to remove this mic thing out of here. Sorry about that. I need to, like, make a meal that I can eat, but then that they can also eat. And something like this is perfect for them. And let's see what else. Also wanted to mention, if you, I'm going to have the comments or in the description down below. Go watch. I have a whole bunch of videos in this series, these live videos that you can watch. I've made chicken quesadillas. I have made shrimp, the most amazing, super easy shrimp with vegetables that are so healthy, so super healthy. Griddle chicken that I made. I turned in and made a chicken Caesar salad with that. And what else have I done? I've done quite a few. What else has I done? I made the omelet. The one day I made a griddle ham and cheese and mushroom omelet. And man, was that ever good. That was super, super delicious. So, stay tuned. Join my email list. If you would get my cookbook, I have all kinds of recipes you can follow along with me cooking. What else is there? I do have a course. So if you go to mygriddlesecrets.com, I have all kinds of griddle related stuff. I have a link on there that will take you to, like they call it a roundup, that has like 140 or more Blackstone griddle recipes, griddle recipes, that you can just click on, go through and just click on each one that you like and you can look at. I would suggest bookmarking that one. That one is a huge favorite, and Google likes to, if you Google Blackstone griddle recipes, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. They like to mess around, and if you look, try to click on mine, there is all kinds of griddle recipes. I actually, on the website right now, on Google, I have more than 140 Blackstone griddle recipes all in one collection that you can look at. So on mygriddlesecrets.com, there is my cookbook, my griddle course, my Griddle Secrets course. There's a tab there that will take you to From Michigan to the Table.com, which is my website. I also have cheat sheets on there. Like, if you want griddle temperatures, I have like a collection of 3 different cheat sheets that you can put your email address in, and I will send you this automatically. It'll come to you and you can print the different cheat sheets out. What else do I have? Just make sure, communicate with me. Tell me what you guys want. I have a lot of good things coming. I have a lot of ideas in my head that I would like to share with you. But I just need people to talk to me, and people just to share with me. Share with me what you want. Share with me what you like. Share with me what maybe you want to challenge me to griddle cooking. That is something that I've been thinking about, is about doing like a griddle cook-off, or griddle sharing with friends. I'm also thinking about doing a scenic tour Michigan, because I live in Michigan. It is so beautiful. There's so many things to do, and I'm thinking about taking my griddle on the road and doing griddle cooking and looking at different beautiful scenery that Michigan has, and to be able to show you that, to be able to bring you that, because I have so many, the Indiana, the Alabama, the Illinois, the New Jersey, the Florida, the fans that are watching me that maybe you might want to look at some of this beautiful like Michigan scenery that we have here. So I have a lot of things coming, a lot of things that I would like to do. I just need some support. I just need people to watch my videos and, you know, subscribe to my page. That's a huge one. I really need to have subscribers, and I need people watching my videos. So if it's something, if you like the recipes that you see, please make sure to do that for me. So I guess I don't have any questions. I don't have anybody coming through. I'm just gonna eat my taco salad. Oh, it's so good. There we go. And we will see you guys later. I'm going to try to bring this series to you every day in January. So make sure to keep watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.